Copyright 2014, Math Diagnostics and Intervention, all rights reserved. In the first video of our similar triangle series, we learned the basics of how to solve a similar triangle. We learned how to write a similar triangle statement. We learned how to write our scale factors. And we learned how to solve for missing side lengths here and here. Now the nice thing about this problem is that our triangles were oriented similarly in space so that it made it easy to identify which angles and which sides were corresponding. However, many similar triangle problems do not orient so well in space. For example, let's take a look at our next problem. In this problem, our triangles do not orient the same way. They are not oriented the same way in space. So let's go through and ask the same questions we did last time. The first question is, are these two triangles in fact similar? Well, I have angle U in my first triangle has one congruency mark, and I have angle S over here that also has one congruency mark, so angle U is congruent to angle S. I also have angle W with two congruency marks, and angle R with two congruency marks are also congruent. So these two triangles, by angle-angle similarity, will be similar. The next question is, how do we write our similarity statement? And let's say that we have triangle W, V, U, similar to triangle blank. Well, W is listed first in our large triangle. It has our two congruency marks, and it will correspond to the two congruency marks in our smaller triangle, angle R. So R has to be listed first as the next part of our statement. Angle V is listed second. Angle V in our larger triangle has no congruency marks. It will correspond to angle T, which also has no congruency marks. Angle V is listed second. Angle T must be listed second. Angle U has one congruency mark. It will correspond to angle S, which also has one congruency mark. Angle U is listed last, therefore angle S must be listed last. So triangle WVU is similar to triangle RTS. The next question we could be asked is to write our scale factor. We need to find two sides that have numbers only attached to them that are corresponding. Let's find the two corresponding sides that have only numbers. Let's look at 4 and 5. 4 is the side between the two congruency mark of R and the no congruency mark of T, which will correspond to the 5 in the larger triangle because it is between our two congruency mark for W and our no congruency mark for V. Therefore, our scale factor can be written as 4 over 5 or 5 over 4. Either way will be fine for our scale factor. The next question we can be asked is to find our missing values. Our missing values here are X and Y. Using the small triangle to the large triangle scale factor of 4 over 5, 4 over 5 will be equal to small triangle to large triangle, therefore it's going to be X in the small triangle. X is between our one congruency mark for S and our no congruency mark for T, therefore that will be corresponding to 8 in my larger triangle because 8 is between my one congruency mark for U and my no congruency mark for V. We can now cross multiply these. Cross multiply, I get 4 times 8 is 32 equals 5x. Divide both sides by 5 and we get x is equal to 32 over 5 or if you prefer a decimal, you could write that as x equals 6.4, 6 and 4/10. This leads us to solve for our side length of y. Y will correspond to 8 because y is between the angles that have 2 congruency marks and 1 congruency mark. 8 is also between the angles that have 2 congruency marks and 1 congruency mark. Therefore, this time I'll do it the large triangle to the small triangle scale factor. 5/4 equals y over 8. Cross multiply and solve. 5 times 8 is 40 equals 4 times y. Divide both sides by 4 and we get 10 is equal to y. Once again, we went kind of quickly through that, but if you manage your details and you keep them straight, remember to use the small triangle to the large triangle consistently if that's the scale factor you use, or to use the large triangle to the small triangle if that's the scale factor you use. It makes no difference as long as you keep your details straight. Good luck.